from Petaluma High School. One final time, it's 2018-19. It's varsity girls basketball, the Petaluma Trojans and the Sonoma Valley Dragons. And a very good evening to you. One final time here for me at the Petaluma High School Gym. I'm Griffin Epstein.
And I'm Peter Canale.
And it's an emotional night, Peter, on multiple fronts for both teams.
Right, and to start off with, it's senior night for Petaluma.
Yeah, 3 seniors getting honored tonight. 2 of them have played on varsity for 3 years. They made so many memories in this gym, including an undefeated SEL championship last year. So you know there are going to be a lot of tears tonight.
For sure. And also, this is their last regular season game. What an emotional night it's going to be.
Right, which adds a lot more to it. And for both teams, they don't know if they're going to be at NCS next week. Neither team will qualify for the VBAL tournament, but both in Division 2 for Petaluma and Division 3 for Sonoma Valley are right on the edge of advancing to the NCS playoffs. We'll have to wait on Sunday, but for both, this could be their final game of the year.
Right, and for Sonoma, too, this game is especially important after they have just lost their 5th game in a row.
Yeah, and both teams have felt very similar. Their records are deceiving. These are 2 talented teams, but they've lost a lot of close games, and both teams don't have a lot of wins to show for late in the year.
Right, for sure. Sorry.
And in this game, so important, senior night, final game of the regular season. Both teams have really struggled in close games. What do you think will be the key out here tonight, Peter?
Well, I think it's which team can finish better and get those rebounds, because for this team especially, they've had a real hard time with that. You want to elaborate, or?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sonoma, as you mentioned, Peter, has lost 5 games in a row, and they have lost 7 out of their last 9. All 7 of their last 8, I should say. All 7 of those losses, Peter, were by 10 points or less.
Yeah, it goes to show that despite their record, they are a pretty good team. So I'm sure Petaluma will have to play a good game tonight to pull the victory.
And the Trojans, on the other hand, they obviously are playing better basketball, but they're coming off a 1-point loss to a Napa team they probably should have beaten, and they're 4-9 in games decided by less than 10 points this year.
Right, so it's going to be who can close out the game well enough, who can play that 4th quarter better.
Right, and this is closing out the season, closing out the game. Both these teams played in the SEL tournament championship game last year. They know each other really well, so that adds the importance of this game tonight as well.
Oh, for sure, a good old rival match.
And when these teams first played, Sonoma was able to get a victory, low-scoring affair, and the Dragons won by 3 points. It was a close game, and that's the last game Sonoma's won.
That's not good, for them at least. And with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left until the senior ceremony, how are intentions for you, Griffin? This is your last game in the Petaluma gym. You'll be live streaming.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotion for everyone here in the gym tonight. Final basketball game here in the gym, and it's the final game we are going to bring you from the Petaluma High School gym of any sport this year. The last one for me, so it's a special one for me. I'm looking forward to doing the senior ceremony, which is just under 2 minutes away. The Trojans will be honoring Cassidy Bacon, Lily Caterzoli, and Kylie Pate, 3 seniors that have had a huge impact on this Petaluma varsity girls basketball team. Senior night, it means a lot, I think, especially in sports where you have long-time veterans and a program that's been built up as this girls basketball team has certainly been.
Right, yes.
Petaluma overall 11-14 on the year, 3-8 in VBAL. Sonoma Valley also 3-8 in VBAL. They are 9-14 overall. The winner of tonight's game will finish alone in 5th in the Vine Valley. And as I mentioned in the open, both teams have qualified for the NCS tournament due to winning records in their divisions, but both are right on the precipice for the NCS committee to choose them. And every team wants their season to continue, so that adds to some pressure tonight.
Right, and we know we have a very talented team with our Petaluma Trojans, and it would be shattering that despite actually beating their rival Casa last week, it would be shattering not to go to the NCS, so this game is extremely important for them.
Yeah, this team is playing a lot better. Petaluma still won 2 out of their last 3, with the exception of the heartbreaker loss to Napa of late, so they know they have a lot of hope. We're going to get to the senior ceremony in just a minute. I'm going to let you take over, Peter, and I'm going to head up into the senior ceremony. We'll catch back up with you for tip-off.
That's right. And like Griffin just said, we'll now have the senior ceremony. Again, Petaluma will be honoring 3 seniors: Lila Bacon, Kaylee Pate, Lila Bacon, oh my, Lila Bacon, Lily Catarizoli. Oh my god, this is so difficult. Cassidy Bacon, that's the Bacon. Yes, I'm sorry, Cassidy. Cassidy Bacon, Kylie Pate, and Lily Catarizoli. Yeah, let's go right into it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Petaluma High School for tonight's Petaluma Trojans varsity girls basketball senior night. For our seniors, we'd like to recognize the seniors who are visiting Sonoma Valley Dragons. Number 5, Caitlin Donovan. Number 21, Annie Nellis. Number 23, Aaron Knight. And number 24, Marcelo Reyes. Congratulations to the Sonoma Valley seniors on a great career. Now let's hear your Petaluma Trojans 2018 First, let's welcome Captain number 10, Kylie Pate. Kylie is supported by Jessica and Barry, her sister Kirsten, and grandmother Debbie. Kylie began playing basketball in the first grade. Her favorite movies are The Little Mermaid and The Game Plan. She says her hero is her Uncle Eddie. Kylie's plans after graduation are to attend the local junior college to continue her basketball career and further her education. She plans to be a pediatric dentist in the future. Her favorite basketball memory is meeting Michael Casagrande in their gym. She is all around the world and do not take any things for granted. She'd like to thank her mom for being her #1 fan and helping her become the player and person she is today. If you could be able to change everything and anything, I love you always as my best friend. She'd also like to thank her dad for pushing her to always work hard and showing her that hard work pays off. She'd like to thank her sister for always hyping her up and cheering loud for her. Finally, she'd like to thank her grandmother for coming out tonight, and I love you 50 million times. Number 10, Kylie Pate. Our next senior is Captain number 25, Lily Catarizoli. Lily is being supported by Mother Maureen and Father Lance along with sister Chelsea. Lily began playing basketball in the first grade. Her favorite movie is High School Musical. Her heroes are her parents because they are the hardest workers she knows and looks up to every day. Lily's plans after graduation are to become incredibly rich and says, it'll happen, trust me. Her favorite basketball memory is beating Casagrande in their she'd like to thank her parents for always being there for her. She says, I owe everything to you both. Thanks for being by my side. Number 25, Lily Carololi. Our third and final senior is number 33, Cassie Bacon. Cassie's being supported by a long stay, her dad Scott, and her sisters Jordan and Lila, along with her best friend Kylie. She began playing basketball in the first grade. Her favorite movies are Remember the Titans and Beauty and the Beast. Her heroes are her parents. Cassie plans after graduation to major in kinesiology, although her school is undecided. She hopes to become a physical therapist or an athletic trainer. Her favorite memory is beating Casa Grande in their gym. Her advice to future Trojans is to enjoy every moment because it will go by faster than you could have ever imagined. She'd like to thank her coaches for helping her get to where she is today. She'd also like to thank her parents and sisters for always supporting me and for always by my side through the ups and downs. Number 33, Cassidy Bacon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make one more big Trojan round of applause for our 3 Petaluma girls basketball seniors.
It's been an emotional season for them with all ups and downs, with the up being beating Casa Grande in their home gym, which I'm sure you heard multiple times from Griffin Epstein there.
Yeah, that was not a surprise. All 3 seniors' favorite moment. That's my favorite moment as a senior, and I think it was probably the biggest moment in Petaluma High athletics this year. Last Tuesday night, the girls basketball team beating Casa Grande for the first time in 10 years. 13 straight losses to the Gauchos before their victory last Tuesday. No matter what happens tonight, no matter if they go to the NCS playoffs, Peter, that will be the game that this team will always be immortalized for.
For sure, that was such an amazing game, really. It's on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
It is. It was a spectacularly well-played game. The Gauchos, too, if they get a victory tonight and Vintage loses, they could still win the VBAL title. Petaluma beat one of the best teams in the league, which proves all the talent the Trojans had, and they pieced it together, brought all the energy. This team has some special talent on it, and obviously the chemistry is pretty good, too, as we saw with their little dance there.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, you don't see that much, a team on it before a game having a dance to commemorate their seniors. I'm not sure I've ever seen that, but that was pretty sweet there. Really enjoyed that. The chemistry on this team is strong. The tears are flowing, and we'll see if that can translate to basketball.
Right, we can only hope. And with just 3 minutes left until the big game, it's bound to be an emotional one, right, Griffin?
Yeah, it's Sonoma's last game as well. They're going to play with a lot of fire and passion. As we mentioned, they've been on a losing streak. They badly want to end it. Petaluma's coming off a bitter taste in their mouth as well, a close loss to Napa. And I think a victory tonight for Petaluma would be really helpful towards getting them to an NCS playoff berth. A loss tonight, their season may be over regardless. If they can get a victory, they at least give themselves a shot at the NCS playoffs next week. No guarantees, but it gives themselves a chance.
And right, yeah.
And for Petaluma, who do we look for tonight for the Trojans to make a big impact, Peter?
Well, Kylie Pate, she's been really good. I don't remember this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the seniors have to be big as well, but
no, obviously,
but you obviously have a lot of players on the Trojans that aren't seniors that can.
Oh no, of course. Serena
well.
Erica has been the Trojans' star player all year. I think she has been quiet recently. Great defensively, but not great offensively against Casa. Taylor Jacobi has been on fire too right now.
Yeah, she's been hot of late.
Yeah, only a sophomore, but she has done great. 28 points against, was it Vintage?
American Canyon.
American Canyon, yeah.
Yeah, and Eric Cat had 17 points on Thursday night, and the Trojans really struggled to score when they played Sonoma Valley last time out. These teams played on the 15th of January back at Sonoma in a 40-37 loss, but Eric Cat did have a big night that night, didn't she?
She did. She got 15 points, and the second most scored points were by Weinberg, was 6. So yeah, she will probably be instrumental again, but I'm sure the Dragons will be looking to, shut her down.
Yeah, and Sonoma has an excellent defense. They only allow 39 points per game. They don't score a lot, but this Dragon team has a tight defense, and for a cold shooting Petaluma team, that could be a concern for them tonight.
For sure.
The Dragons 9-14 overall, 3-8 in league, just like Petaluma, 3-8 in league. So once again, 5th place in VBAL, also on the line tonight in the final game of the regular season. We are going to hear the starters announced. Peter, I'm going to throw it back to you, and then we got tip.
All right.
Yeah. Number 2, Sean Johnson.
Junior forward, number 40, Shireen Erica. Senior, number 33, Kathleen Bacon. Senior, number 25, Lily Catarzoli. And the senior point guard, number 10, Miley Page. This is it, guys, so we did.
And now we will have the national anthem, but you will not be able to hear it because we will get sued. So here it is. No national anthem. So we will not get sued. And like that, the game will soon begin. Sonoma Valley Dragons in green and more green. And and the Petaluma Trojans in white and purple. And like that, the game will begin. Here to tip off, we'll have Rose Nevin. And
Nevin's been big for Petaluma lately. I think they'll be looking to her to get some size, get some rebounds. Trojans had a remarkable effort rebound-wise against Napa on Thursday. 18 offensive rebounds on Thursday. Petaluma's height has dramatically improved.
speaking of Nevin here, coming. Oh, you're. Yeah.
Petaluma looking inside to Nevin, but she lost control. No score here. First minute. Here, Sonoma Valley Petaluma senior night for the Trojans, the final game of the VVAL season. Both teams hoping to qualify for the NCS playoffs. A victory will go a long way towards deciding that. Neither team will qualify for the VVAL tournament later this week. Runner wouldn't go by Midgley. And a foul on the Dragons. Midgley, one of the Dragons' best players. She can score. These teams have played a lot lately. They played 3 times last year, twice in the regular season, and then in the SCL tournament championship game, and now the second time this year. Ericat somehow able to take it away from the Dragon defender, but lost it. And the foul, physical by Midgley. She's a talented player, Peter.
She is. She is the best player for the Trojans. Already has 2 points.
Well, the junior led the Dragons in scoring for much of last year, and she's done so again this year.
I didn't know that.
Free throws could be big. Petaluma cost themselves Thursday night's game against Napa on the line. They were 4 of 19 from the line, Peter. They shot 21% from the free throw line on Thursday.
They're not normally a free throw line team.
Yeah, that's unsustainable, though, to shoot 21% from the free throw line.
Trojans do need to work on their offense. They have a little bit of cold shooting recently.
Man, it's a big game tonight. You have to work out the nerves early on in this one. The importance of this one, the emotion in this one. Long senior ceremony, long warm-ups. It takes you a little bit out of your routine, too. It's not the normal game. Makes senior night all the more hard for a lot of teams. The Dragons are the one that have the carefree energy early years. Aaron Guyolf, one of the 4 seniors on the Dragons, drives to the rack. Won't be easy for the Trojans scoring tonight. Dragons only allow 39 points per game, even though they have a losing record. It's very sticky defense. Last year, these teams played on senior night, Peter, and it was ridiculous. It was the most low-scoring high school basketball game I'd ever seen. The final score was 25-18, and that wasn't the halftime score. That was the final score.
Wow.
It was 9-7 at the half in that game.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Petaluma has a good defense, too. Both these teams are strong programs. They pride themselves on their defense. Nevin is fouled. She'll head to the line for 2. The Trojans looking to get some points, trailing 4-0. That's a much better start from the line for the Trojans. They shot worse from the free throw line than they did from the field on Thursday. 21% from the line, 39% from the field. The Trojans 2-point loss to Napa, 53-51, which was a thriller if you missed it on our YouTube channel. Pate looking for a senior night moment off the mark. Nevin the offensive board. Rose Nevin has turned into a beast for this team. Peter.
She has had great plays recently. Though offensively she's pretty good. She's really good defensively. We're averaging 6.7 rebounds per game.
Yeah, part of that's offensive boards too. We've already seen her have 2 of those. She had 9 rebounds in Petaluma's loss to Sonoma Wednesday night in mid-January, 3 weeks ago. She's coming off an 11 rebound night on Thursday night. She has excelled of late for the Trojans. 4-3 the score. Sonoma leads by 1, 2 minutes and a half gone. Aricats 3 off the mark. Baseline J is good. Midgley is the girl you don't want to leave open on Sonoma. They don't got a lot of shooters, but she is the one. The lead is 3 for Sonoma. Nevin hard fighting. Well, Nevin is creating a big impact early here, Peter.
She is a real testament to how great she's gone over the year, and despite and only a sophomore too.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has so much more room to improve. Might be the Trojan star player next year.
Absolutely. The Trojans looking 3-3 seniors. Nevin seems entrenched in that center position for the Trojans. She's replaced Jaden Christ. Not playing this year for Petaluma, out with an ACL tear. She's not to the level of Jaden Christ, but she's developing in that direction. It's a Jacopi with a nice up and under, her first points of the night. Oh, but it's a nervous night for the seniors on senior night. The sophomores are playing free.
Right, yeah. Senior night is a really important game, and you really don't want to mess up or want to get some memorable moment to remember it by. And yeah, sometimes just get distracted from what's most important then.
Will be Trojan ball. Travel on the Dragons. Halfway through this first quarter. Petaluma looking for its 12th victory this season. The Dragons their 10th. Sonoma's had a terrific program. This is going to be their first losing season since 2012. The Dragons, before Sonoma broke the streak last year, won 3 straight SCL titles. Midgley! She cannot miss, Peter.
Now only 7 points tonight. That's over. That's over two. That's about 2/3 of Sonoma's points. Trojans got to do something about her. What do you do, Griffin?
Yeah, the Trojans need to start double teaming her. As I mentioned, there just aren't that many other shooters on Sonoma. When Midgley can get going, look out. That causes trouble. Has to be frustrating for head coach John Ratcham. His 3rd season, as well as Jan Thorpe. Both inherited strong programs that were elite powerhouses in the 2000s. Saw coaches retire. Doug Johnson for Petaluma, Sil Cachayo for the Dragons. They were really the 2 titans of SCL. Both are not at that level yet in VBAL, but both are young and along their way. Jacopi, too strong. The Trojans pulling down another offensive rebound. Jacopi's thrown to the ground. That one looks like it's got to hurt. Going to be Dragon ball. They're going to rule it on the jump ball. Arrow points towards Sonoma. Jacopi limping that one off. Best of night here tonight, balloons. Good senior section as well, Peter.
Yeah, for sure. They understand the importance of this game.
Even got some handy-dandy props.
Do I say this?
Paid off the mark. Stay Trojan ball. Trojans continue to give themselves second chances offensively. It's really become a huge weapon for them. Petaluma's won 2 out of their last 3 games. It broke a rough slide. They had lost 3 games in a row and 6 games in a row in the league before winning last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago against American Canyon. Followed that up with their big victory we talked about over the Gauchos. Sonoma's struggled as well. It's an offensive foul, as we talked about in the open. 6 straight losses for the Dragons. Their last victory was over Petaluma, 40-37, but every game that Sonoma's lost since then was by single digits. They were in every game they played, just unable to finish. Kind of a sign of a young team, as Ayers is off the mark. Cold shooting start for Petaluma. Their only points have come off offensive boards by Nevin.
Petaluma's not really a 3-point team, right? Only shooting 19% from downtown. It seems a little interesting how they've been taking so many shots at threes.
It might be a little bit of nerves here early, just not getting into yourself, just kind of feeling like you just need to fire away. You know, big game, a lot of emotion. Calm down, get in their place. It's going to be important. That is going the other way. Another offensive foul on the Dragons. .90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Slow start to this one, but it's good size on this Monday night. High energy on both sides, no doubt, for this final VBAL game of the regular season. Dragons have numbers. Four seniors, 5 returners. Pretty young Dragons team. Midgley is at the core of their project. Jan Thorpe in her 3rd year. One SCL her 1st year. Last year.
And Nevin sinking it for the first 3 points, and now it's a 1-point game with 53 seconds left on the clock.
Big shot. Dragons coming off 14-14 season last year, 8-4 in SCL, finished 3rd in the Sonoma County League. Ayers just ripping it away from Chelsea Crespo. The sophomore stopped right in the middle of the paint. Bad decision. Jump ball, points towards Petaluma. Bacon, Caterzoli, and Pate being honored tonight on this senior night. The Trojans trail by 1 here. 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And Petaluma get a big victory for their seniors on senior night. Finish with a victory in the regular season and give themselves hope for an NCS playoff appearance to continue their year. Bacon turns it over.
Shot clock turned off for Sonoma here with 20 seconds left.
Dragons will look to take the last shot. Midgley has gone going for the Dragons. Not much else, but it's been big. Clock down to 3. It's knocked away, and that will do it for the first quarter. So the end of 1 here, and it's Sonoma Valley 11, Petaluma 10, Peter.
Yeah, it's been an exciting game so far. Pretty close. Petaluma was a little cold shooting here, and I think they still were at the end of the first quarter, but they definitely redeemed themselves with Nevin's 3 there.
Yeah, that's a Dragon team that struggles to shoot, but Midgley really got going. Petaluma's going to have to find some solutions to slow the Dragons' hottest shooter down.
For sure. I think you always have to double team her and make sure she doesn't get that many shots because if she does, then they might steamroll their control.
Yeah, the Trojans have struggled against stars this year. We remember the Ashley Whitmore debacle, you could call it, where she went for 31 points against the Trojans right here in the Petaluma High School gym. We were both there for that one. It was spectacular by Whitmore, but Petaluma had no answer for it.
Right, and hopefully they've learned from that game and can do a much better job against Midgley today.
Eight more minutes remaining in the first half. Petaluma with Ericat, Weinberg, Bacon, Buchanan, and Pate. Three ball is off the mark by Saldana. Bacon. The roll goes for the senior. A big bucket for her on senior night. Every basket that is made by a senior on their senior night, that's always remembered.
It always is, yeah.
Ericat, the junior, trying to do her part for the seniors. She gets the steal. Ericat turning and will get to the line for two. She's a physically gifted player, Peter.
Right, she'll just push her way through all the defense, try to get that shot in.
Some girls basketball players, they contact can bother them. Ericat is not one, and that's led her to 15.3 points per game. Also leads the team in rebounds and field goal percentage. The Trojans' best free throw shooter as well. He really does it all. Trojans will miss their three seniors, but with Ericat back next year, along with Nevin and Jacobi, the future is bright. 14-11 the score, and the Trojans take their first lead of this one. Petaluma leading here by 3. It looks like they have slowed down Midgley, and not a surprise that they had a slow start on their senior night with all the emotion. It was an especially long ceremony. They even did a little dance, and they kind of combined the warm-up. So everything was a little off, a little helter-skelter maybe for them. But now they seem like they've settled down into the groove that we've seen them play in the last 4 games.
Right, yeah, and they've done an outstanding job in all the last games, winning 3 of them, and only losing 1 to a 1-point shot against Napa. They probably should have won.
Yeah.
So they're sort of on a hot streak right now, and
well, they are. They play better.
I mean, they are on a hot streak, I should say, and Sonoma's not. They can use that factor against them, maybe. I don't know.
Both are kind of on opposite sides of the coin in terms of where their seasons are. Sonoma started league play very hot. Got a victory over Napa. Knocked off Justin Siena as well. In their first couple games of EVAL play, they had a win streak going, and everything kind of fell apart late in the season. Dragons won 6 of 8 December into January. They were looking like they had really pieced things together. Kind of the toil of EVAL play beat down the team, and they just could not win close games. They could easily be well over 500 in the Vine Valley. I think it's a really even league in the end. Three ball is good. Sophia Lucetti will get on the board for her first bucket. Only a sophomore. She's tied the game at 14. Ericat shifting by 2 Dragons. Euro stepping and finishing. Spectacular by Shireen Ericat. That's her first points, and that's a good sign for Petaluma. They're not just relying on their star to score tonight.
Right, yeah, you got to be with the team. You have to be very fluid with your players, be able to have great chemistry between them, and you can't just rely on one person. We saw that there, especially with Jacobi and Taylor and Weinberg was right there.
Ericat forcing the jump, and Arrow point towards Petaluma. The Trojan team is very physical, and that's one of their best traits, something they've improved on.
Right, yeah, especially in something that is where they could be considered less physical. In girls basketball, having that is definitely a trait to benefit you.
Trojans average 8.4 offensive rebounds per game, 31 rebounds per game. The height is good, not great for the Trojans. It's their physicality and knack for that has really helped them this year. Ball will stay with Petaluma. Sonoma took an early lead. Trojans have battled their way back. Nevin's been at the core of that. 5 points and 3 offensive rebounds early for the sophomore. Ericat calling for it, firing. That is off Midgley. Marissa Temple has entered for the Trojans. Bacon's going to take a seat, replaced by Ayers, another one of those players that provides great energy for the Trojans. Doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but forces a lot of jump balls, commits turnovers, just creates some chaos. Get the Trojans from close in VVAL games to actually winning them the last couple weeks. Still only 3-8 in VVAL. The season in the long run won't reflect it, but when you remember the victory over Casa, good things will be remembered about this team. Dragons shuffling their feet. I'd say about 40 to 50 students in the crowd tonight, and they're pink cheering on their seniors. They got a lot of, what do you call those? Fat heads, Peter? Is what those called?
I didn't quite hear what you said.
Fat heads, is that what you call them? The students are holding up?
I believe so, maybe?
It's fat heads. We're getting confirmation from our producer, Jamie Cantieri. Got all three seniors. Their big heads up in the air. It was a lot of fun. There's Ericat on that last bucket. We'd extended to 4. They provided some good spirit here, trying to help out the Trojans. JV girls basketball team wrapped up their season prior to this, Peter, and what a year they had.
Oh yeah, they did great there. Undefeated in VVAL 12-0, only one loss in the season. Once these seniors leave, Petaluma will be getting some talented players, that is for sure.
Absolutely. The JV team was dominant this year. They were barely challenged in the Vine Valley, and they went in an improvement from last year in the SEL when they were 9-3. Trojans force another jump ball. Arrow will be with Sonoma this time. A lot of jumps here early, not a surprise. Teams pride themselves defense, physicality. Midgley's had a big game for the Dragons, 7 points. There hasn't been a lot of other room offensively to work around for a stingy Trojan defense. Gives up 43 points per game. Nevin called for the foul on Ribley. Mentioned these teams played a lot last year. Also played on Petaluma's senior night. 25-18 victory for the Trojans. A remarkably low-scoring game. Petaluma got 3-game sweep of them. They beat them 40-30 the first game at Sonoma, and then in the SEL Tournament Championship game was a memorable one. At Santa Rosa Junior College, Petaluma came back to win that 40-37 in overtime. You know, for a lot of the Dragon players that were on that team last year, heartbreaking loss. Their win last month was big just to get some revenge. Now that's for head coach Jam Thorpe as well. Shot clock down to 6. Tattersoli's got to go. Jacobi wide open. That will be a shot clock violation. Oh, they're going to call a foul. Wow, that is a bailout.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see if you're Petaluma. Oh, no, it is what you want to see. I am confused.
See if you're Sonoma.
Yeah, I am very confused. I'm sorry.
Coach Jen Thorpe threw her hands up in the air. You didn't have to touch Marissa Temple there, and that shot clock would have ran out. Instead, she gets 2 free shots at the line. Boys basketball is taking on the Dragons in Sonoma, the final game of the regular season for both there. Sonoma leading 9-2 at the end of 1. A very low-scoring game there. That will be the final game, no doubt, for the boys varsity basketball team. They're looking to finish strong. They're on a 5-game losing streak right now. We'll keep on providing updates there. And the girls soccer team is also facing Sonoma, continuing their quest for a VVAL title, 2 wins away. We'll get you an update when that one goes final. Foul is called. Nice post move by the senior Reyes. She'll head to the line for 2, or it's Ribley, I should say. Trying to cut into this Trojan lead. Well, Petaluma looks like the more talented team so far in this game once they've settled in, Peter.
Right. Senior night can get you really nervous, you know, with all your family here. And it's a big night. You want to make one to remember. So definitely starting off and getting back into the groove of the game is a little bit difficult. We saw that there in the first quarter. But now we have They're getting back in the groove, getting their priorities straight, and now they have a 6-point lead.
I've done a nice job settling in this game now and treating it like any other game where they're just going to fight hard and play together. Lead is 5. Dragons are by no means going to go away. Petaluma doesn't win games by blowouts. It's kind of the trademark of this team. They're going to give you a heart attack every game no matter what, no matter who they're playing. They won 1 game by more than 20, 3 games, I should say, by more than 20 points all season. 25 games. Headball! What an effort play there. She ripped that one out like she was starting up a lawnmower.
That's one way to say it, Griffin.
Well, it's the old-fashioned lawnmower, of course. You get the draw straight.
I know. I have used a lawnmower before. Yes, Griffin. I know. I do know what you're talking about.
The electric lawnmowers, you don't have to go through that energy. But
I've never used one. I wouldn't know.
The stumble's been out on the lawn.
Thank you, Griffin. Thank you.
2:49 remaining in the second quarter. 20-15. The Trojans lead in. It's been an effort so far tonight for the Trojans, bringing a lot of energy, a lot of fight to this game. Sonoma came out hot, but Trojans have answered that energy, and I think that's been a big difference maker for Petaluma in these last couple games and why they've gotten victories.
Right, and this game does carry a lot of weight for the Trojans with them getting into NCS, senior night, and also having lost to this team beforehand. They have a lot of energy going for them, and they're definitely going to use their advantage here.
2:49 left to go in the seconds. Back here, our motto on camera tonight for our final basketball action. Jamie Cantieri is directing. And we want to thank everyone that has tuned in to all of our basketball live streams, girls and boys, all season long. This is our last of 16 basketball live streams, Peter.
That's been a lot of live streams, and they're all on our YouTube channel, I believe, so go check them out.
We've been out here a lot. It's been a lot of fun to cover. Both teams all season long. Hasn't been a lot of victories, but both teams have had a lot of talent and fought hard, and it's been a pleasure to do it. This 2018-19 season. And of course, we'll be right back out here next year with Peter Canali leading the broadcast for both boys and girls teams, who both bring back a lot of talent for next year on both sides.
Right, it's gonna be a good season, I predict.
Yeah, wouldn't be a shock to see winning records next year for both teams in the BBAL. And we're down to 6, but the Dragons are going to have to worry about the shot clock because they traveled.
Head coach Jan Thorpe does not look happy about that one.
And the Dragons have been really sloppy on the offensive end of this one. Too many turnovers. It's hard for a team that doesn't shoot well to get into an offensive rhythm if you turn the ball over. Weinberg will head to the line for 2. Peter's favorite interview subject.
Oh my God!
Interview this morning on Trojan Live, in fact.
We should not talk about that.
She was on this morning.
Well,
pretty good, I think. I'd honestly recommend all our viewers check out the show this morning on Trojan Live. Peter Canali, Sports had the interview with Sports.
You make me.
It was Peter's first ever sports interview, folks, and it's the first of many. You saw history in the making this morning, folks. It's right on.
Oh wow! Thank you, Griffin. Yeah, you know.
Peter's first basketball game that he ever called alone went to Costa for the varsity boys basketball egg bowl last week. That has also just been posted on our YouTube channel. So if you're feeling like you're missing Peter a little bit after tonight, you've got hours of Peter's voice.
Oh wow! What a treat! What a treat! Thank you, Griffin. You don't need to say all that. Again, this is your last game, too.
Oh, it's about you, Peter. Trying to make it about herself.
Let me give you some love, Griffin.
6 points and the lead is 8, the biggest of the game for Petaluma. The Trojans continuing to knock their way ahead slowly but surely. It hasn't been dominant offensively. It's been clinical. Travel. Trojan team in command here in this first half. 3 seniors being honored. They played well, but it's been Ericat and Nevin who've had big games early for Petaluma. And Midgley, she's gone ice cold, hasn't she?
Who is this?
Midgley.
Midgley, yeah. I've seen her more on the bench actually than I've seen her on the field. She came back in the halfway through the fourth quarter to the bench coughing. She looked injured or something.
Maybe a little banged up. She is back on the floor now.
No, she's not.
Dragons might need her if they want to claw back in this one. 17-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Petaluma leading by 8. Yacopi parting the Red Sea and laying it in. Petaluma leads by double digits. They are in complete command of this game as they have dominated the second quarter. 25-15. Yacopi has 4. It's a balanced spreadsheet so far for Petaluma.
Shireen fighting for it.
Exceptional effort. The Trojans, another big thing, we talk about turnovers. We have not seen that Pate off them up. But we have seen offensive boards. Weinberg, take 2. Money in the bank for Weinberg. Only averages 2.6 per games, but that one was pure. It didn't even touch the net. The Trojans on a 7-0 run. They lead by 13. Hate the rejection. How about the final 8 minutes of that first half, Peter?
Yeah.
It's by the Trojans over the Dragons.
For sure, the Dragons were able to score. I believe the Trojans on a 13-point run. That's pretty impressive and what you want to see on your senior night if you are the Trojans.
Yeah, it was a slow start for Petaluma, but man, they are playing some of their best basketball of the season in those last 8 minutes. We really saw them piece it together, and the Dragons got really frustrated too.
Right, yeah, when a team just starts to hammer at you like that, if you're not, strong enough, it really gets to you mentally. It's all about preparing, and I don't think they have that right now.
Yeah, the Dragons were the team that was turning the ball over, struggling to control it, and after they cooled down, they really didn't have any offensive options. It's a Petaluma team that does really struggle turning the ball over a lot. They had 21 turnovers when they played Sonoma Valley 3 weeks ago in Sonoma, but tonight that hasn't been an issue. They've taken excellent care of the ball.
No, they have done a great job, and, well, yeah, they have. Again, these practices all add up, and you can tell the Trojans have put in a lot of effort since their last encounter with the Dragons, and it has paid off.
Yeah, the young team develops over the course of the year. This is clearly a team that has developed. If they win tonight, it's 3 out of 4, and you'd hope that the NCS committee would recognize them for their improvement, because I think their hard work and efforts will deserve a spot in the tournament. Unfortunately, they have some bad non-conference losses. They have some disappointing close losses in VBAL that might cost them an NCS spot. So you do wish they did it earlier, but that's what happens when you have a young team. It takes a while to piece it together.
Right, yeah. And honestly, I think for the seniors maybe, but for the rest of the team, I think that this season is just starting to show the potential that this team has, especially with all the new JV players coming in that are very good. It'll be cool to see next year about how they can build on the foundation of this team and make it something really special.
Yeah, Nevin and Yacopi already big games tonight as only sophomores, a good class of juniors as well. There's plenty of returners and plenty of things to look forward to, even without the passion of Kat Rizzoli, the three-point shooting of Pate, and the excellent leadership of Bacon.
Right.
For the Trojans, it's also, you look at the close games, and they could have very much had a different season record-wise. Being 4-9 in games decided by 10 points or less, you flip that around.
That's 9-4.
Right. And all of a sudden, instead of 11 victories on their season, they would have had 16 victories. They'd have a winning record right now. They'd probably be in the VVAL tournament in 3rd or 4th place. And if they had just won some of those close games, it could have looked like a very different season. But they kept on fighting. There could have been some frustration. There was frustration among the students. There was frustration among the players. They were losing games they weren't supposed to. People were disappointed, but this team kept on fighting, and you have to give all the credit to them.
And that's what you have to do when you get down in the pits like that. Just keep on fighting, keep on pushing. Things will eventually get better, hopefully. And we saw that in the Costa game, that despite having a losing record going in, no one taking them seriously, and still being able to pull out that victory against a rival and top team in league really shows that it was not all in vain, that it all added up eventually.
Yeah, it had been a rough stretch for Petaluma, but it started to turn around as they neared the end of the schedule. They They lost by 5 to Justin Siena, continued to lose close games, but the game that turned it around for Petaluma, a 10-point loss to Vintage, they only gave up 39 points to the first-place Crushers. Coach Ratchet kind of pinpointed that game as a turning point. Exceptional defense against a team that they lost to by 25 points previously, and they turned that around to a victory against American Canyon in the next game.
Right, they're just taking they just really took all of their losses and add them up and said, what can we learn from this? How can we improve? And great job by Ratchet in being able to take these girls and do that, because in the end, it really showed off, and you're seeing it here, especially in the second quarter, as they lead by 13 points.
Yeah, the sign of great coaching is definitely a young team improving over the course of the year, and we've certainly seen that from Petaluma. An exceptional job keeping their heads up. The Casa game really changed the course of their season, changed everything we're going to remember about the season, their victory last Tuesday. But this team overall, when you look at it, it's been a topsy-turvy year. But there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to remember from this year. And if they get a victory tonight, this would be another game that would go up there with the Casa game that they would remember.
For sure.
5 minutes remaining left here before the start of the second half. Trojans are leading 28-15. We have a halftime score from Sonoma Valley. Sonoma leading 17-15, low-scoring game for the Petaluma varsity boys basketball team in their final game, and that's an important one for the boys team as well, as it's their final game of the year, and they've been on a losing streak. Can you please go on that one?
And stand by, our camera person isn't with us. Griffin Epstein not too happy about it, but don't worry, he'll be okay, and hopefully the camera person will too. Chiara Montihano.
It's fine. It's on just the court. Oh, it's on this.
Chiara Montihano doing camera. Man, the camera. Look at the game. But stick around. Sorry if any of our 3 viewers would like to ask Griffin or I anything, questions or comments, concerns on the game, feel free to leave them. Halftime score here, 28-15.
What is that? We're talking about that boys basketball game, Peter. What is the importance of that one for the boys team? And they've had a lot of close games too. It felt like kind of a lost season for them, but they could easily have a much better record as well.
They could. They've lost 2 buzzer-beating shot games that they honestly shouldn't have lost. They've also had a lot of close matches. They should have done a lot better, but you know, they didn't. Though they did lose to Casa. They, on their senior night last night, they had a really great run, a testimony to their season, and they are hoping to get a decent record on the board as they have a shot in SCL? No, NCS, my bad.
No, they're not going to qualify for it.
They won't qualify.
Their season is done tonight.
Right. So, I just want to get one last good game in before the season ends to have a memorable season. And especially with that game last night, I think the season will be memorable. And if I had to recommend one game on our YouTube channel, it might be that one.
That was a good one. Another good senior night performance. Petaluma fell behind early in that one. They made 5 threes in a row. They cut a 23-point deficit to 5 in a 17-0 run in about 2 minutes. It was a remarkable quick stretch, and it was a fun game on Friday night for senior night. Packed gym for that one.
A decently packed gym tonight.
Yeah, it's been a good crowd tonight as well. Not that same energy, but there has certainly been some good energy in the gym as well. Girls soccer team, we mentioned, they are in their penultimate game of the regular season at Sonoma Valley tonight. A victory tonight for them, and a victory on Wednesday night at American Canyon will get them a VVAL title, and that would be historic if the Trojans win tonight and win on Wednesday.
Right. And they are currently undefeated just in general, not even in league. Only 2 ties, I believe.
Yep.
One to Casa Grande.
And the Trojans beat Casa last week, put themselves alone in first place in VVAL, and American Canyon's not a good team, not anything to scoff at. Petaluma takes care of business against a lower-tier Sonoma Valley team. They'll have to bring their A game to a huge game against American Canyon to clinch the league pennant outright if Trojans win tonight I will be in American Canyon on Wednesday night for potentially history. And then potentially more history could be made on Saturday in American Canyon with the wrestling team.
Right, they are currently undefeated in league play. They placed 4th in the NCS tournament, I believe, right? No? They placed 4th at a tournament. Thank you to Griffin Epstein there for a little pep talk.
You also don't tell viewers, like, if something like that happens. Or, like, I get frustrated, so I leave. You're not like, oh, Griffin's really frustrated. Like, you wouldn't tell them that. I'm learning, okay? Give me a break.
And like that, the third quarter.
Start of the second half here, 28-15. Petaluma lead, 16 more minutes of basketball here from the Petaluma High School gym. What will be the key to the Trojans closing it out, Peter?
Honestly, just continuing what they've been doing right now. Make sure they oppress Sonoma in all the ways they can, making sure they shut off their offense, and getting through their tough defense, and they'll be able to snatch the victory here.
It'll be interesting to see if Jan Thorpe has any adjustments to make for Sonoma. They really slowed down offensively, only 4 points in that second quarter. Dragons are coming off a 43-41 loss to last place American Canyon last Thursday. The Dragons, Petaluma also lost by 2 points last Thursday to Napa. Trojans another offensive rebound. It continues to be storyline tonight. Petaluma had 18 offensive rebounds on Thursday night. They only had 5 as the 3 is good for Ericat. Petaluma only had 5 offensive rebounds against Sonoma 3 weeks ago. But tonight, they're already in double digits. Three ball off the mark from Geifel. Petaluma doubling up Sonoma 30-15. The Dragons had a lead early in this one. It has evaporated and then some. And they just need to hold on right now. The Trojans are trying to blow this one open. Ericat tried to do it herself. She can't finish. Nevin wrestling. Jump ball. The Dragons just can't pull down a rebound for the life of them right now.
They can't, no. It's also been a lot with Petaluma, too, with Nevin and Shereen Ericat getting those offensive rebounds and making sure the Dragons can't capitalize on anything.
And Nevin's developed so much as a rebounder. We talked about her development. She's probably going to win most improved, I think, for this Trojan team. She now averages 6.7 rebounds per game. She did average 7 rebounds per game last year for the JV team. But this year, she started off pretty slowly, wasn't even the starter. She's become fully entrenched as the starter, and if the season kept on going, she'd pass Ericat for leading rebounder on Petaluma. She's closing in right behind Shereen, who averages 7 rebounds per game. Dragons need to find some offense, something that doesn't come in bounties for them, and a team that hasn't brought their defense tonight's in trouble. Foul, Petaluma. Only their first here, early in the third. Trojans currently projected 19th in NCS Division II. But those computer rankings are probably a little bit off. Not every team ahead of them is going to qualify. Trojans, I would say, right on the edge. They could very easily be a 16 or 15 seed, or they'll be one of the first teams left out of the tournament. It's up to the committee. Sunday morning in San Ramon, the NCS Girls Basketball Committee will make a decision on all 5 divisions. If Petaluma does go to NCS, it would be next Tuesday, the 12th. Or next Wednesday, that would be. On the road against whoever they're facing. Bishop O'Dowd or Miramonte would be likely suspects. That would probably end the season for Petaluma. DVAL tournament starts this Wednesday. 2 semifinal games will be at the higher seeds. Vintage, if they beat Justin Siena tonight, they will clinch a VVAL title outright. Casa looking like they'll be headed for the 2 seed, assuming that Vintage wins. And Napa and Justin Siena, in some order, will be the 3 and the 4, depending on other results. Could see a Casa Vintage rematch for the VVAL title on Friday night. American Canyon will host the VVAL Tournament Championship games. That would be a good one. Those teams split the first time they face. Weinberg, one to go. Cold start here to the 3rd for both. Not a surprise. 2 cold shooting, defensive prided teams. Sonoma has 3 points since the first quarter. They're going to get to the line here for some free throws. That's always a recipe to score. Two shots for Midgley, who hasn't had any points since the first quarter after an electric start.
Yeah, she looked pretty injured after that. Like, well, not injured, maybe just like beaten up.
Or maybe just a little bit tired. She was in there for the first 8 minutes, exerting her effort. It's a lot. She's the daughter of head football coach at Sonoma Valley, Bob Midgley. Plenty of good athletic genes in the family. She can't hit either, though. That hurts if you're Sonoma. Dragons are right on the edge of NCS Division 3. They have also qualified by way of a winning record against Division 3 teams. Bacon is good! The log 2 for the senior. She's got 4, the 5'3" senior co-captain. She's had a big games the last couple of weeks. You always look towards your senior captains to step up in big games, and Bacon's been that the last couple of weeks for the Trojans.
Yeah, she has. She's been great. One of the captains on co-captains for the Trojans. Great leadership in her. She will be missed this year.
15 points in the last 2 games, 5th on Petaluma in scoring. Good 3-point shooter, but one of the best shooters overall. Shoots 33% from the field. From Petaluma team that only shoots 31% from the field. Trojans are back to the line. It's Eric Cat again. So the Trojans have their biggest lead of the game, and Sonoma is stuck in a rut they cannot get out of. Quick start is quickly evaporated, and Petaluma has translated their emotion of senior night into excellent play. The lead is 18 for Petaluma, and they are controlling their old SCL rival. Dragons only averaged 36 points per game. It didn't look like that early on. Now it's showing. Eric Cap knocks it away. Trojans average 3 blocks per game. Mentioned they're very aggressive defensively. It can cost them foul-wise. It did against Napa on Thursday in their 2-point loss. But when the rest especially aren't calling it, it works out for the benefit of the defense, and that's another turnover for Sonoma. Looks like they have butter on their hands.
Right? They can't seem to make anything work, and it's the Trojans. They haven't scored all. It's in a quiet third quarter, I should say. Trojans only scoring 3 points, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Sonoma has got none. And it's really surprising. It seems like Sonoma right now has the Trojans' old problems. They just can't hit rebounds, and they keep on turning over the ball.
No, it's very true, and something we saw earlier in the season from Petaluma. Sonoma's almost done a Benjamin Button. They've gone in reverse. They seem to get worse with age, not you would expect, but you look at their schedule, you look kind of at their play tonight, and over the course of this game, kind of what we've seen. Dragons have made the trip 20 minutes west from Sonoma. Timeout is called, 33-15. The Dragons have not scored in over 8 minutes. This Petaluma defense is good, but they're putting up one of their best efforts so far tonight, haven't they?
Right, yeah, and they could just be crushing if you're a Dragon to not score in a total of 8 minutes. That's 1/4 of the game. And yeah, that can really hurt you and get into your brain. And head coach Jan Thorpe? I'm sorry. Jan Thorpe is doesn't look too happy about that, and I'm sure she's talking to them to make sure they can try to get through it.
Some adjustments, but if they look frustrated in the second quarter, you have to imagine now they're even more frustrated. Will stay Dragon Ball. That's a better battle, but Trojans continue to just making every possession hard for Sonoma. Three ball, no good for Midgley. Muchetti can't finish either. 33-15, and the Dragons are ice cold. Trojans have clogged the lane. They forced Sonoma to shoot from outside. And when the Dragons have tried to drive, Petaluma's had quick hands, taking the ball away, blocking it, stealing it. There's been no options for the Dragons. Excellent game plan drawn up by head coach John Ratchin. One of his better game plans this season. We've seen him out-coached at times this year. Not tonight by any stretch of the imagination. He has coached up this team. They're looking to win 3 out of their last 4, and their only loss would be a very tight one to Napa on Thursday night. They really cost them the game at the free-throw line. That's not how you make a shot. Donovan threw it off behind the backboard. Buchanan in for Bacon, paid in for Ericat. Petaluma hasn't won a game by double digits all the way since December 29th. They've only won 3 games by more than 15 all season long. Ayakapi up and under. The sophomore's got some raw talent that is fun to watch. The lead is 20. And the run is 15 for Petaluma, stretching back to the first half. It's not been pretty, it's just been brutal, to use one of Peter's favorite words.
It is one of my favorites. It's a great word.
Dragons with another turnover. Trojans have averaged 10 steals per game as well. They will certainly increase their average in their final game of the regular season here tonight. 2 minutes remain, 35-15 Petaluma. Looking to get a victory on senior night. Close out VDAL with a victory. The winner of this one that's over and back. Winner of this one will finish alone in 5th place in the Vine Valley. The loser will finish in last with a tie with American Canyon. And for both, slim hopes at an NCS playoff appearance as well. The Trojans will continue to practice this week in hope that they'll get named to the NCS playoffs. Coach Ratchin has confidence in that the committee will see their improvement over the course of the year. Nevin, a huge first half, trying to continue that in the second. Good defense by Sonoma. Dragons looking for their first point since early in the second quarter. Completely shut down. Pay takes it away, and an open lane for the senior. Sweet points for her. She'll remember that steal and score. 5 points for the senior co-captain. And Peter, the route is on 37-15.
And yeah, what again, I'm going to say a brutal quarter for the Dragons, not scoring a single point. Trojans are only getting 7 points. Have just been, their defense has been electric. They haven't been able to been stopped. Sonoma, which is the defensive team here, is not on their defensive game, and Petaluma is looking like they can read everything. They've been doing a great job at it. And if they continue this way, it'll be a smooth, sound victory for Trojans.
Yeah, well, finally a game I think that we've called. Either we've called it maybe one Petaluma blowout loss every other game. I think it's come down to the last 4 minutes for the Trojans that we've live streamed. You know, have a little bit of a chill pill tonight in the final game. I think would be good on everyone's mental health, and it'd be big for Petaluma to really go out on top with a bang here tonight. And you talk about it, this defense has been absolutely on top of it. It's hard to knock up any points for such a long duration of time because teams make mistakes, but they've been perfect for the last 12 minutes of this game.
Right, for sure. With just 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter, the Dragons will be looking for any sort of points they can get.
Saldana stuck in the corner. Weinberg pokes it away. Petaluma's built a wall around the purple paint. They haven't let anything inside. No easy buckets. If Sonoma will score in this third quarter, and they haven't yet, they're going to have to do it the hard way. Knocked away by Weinberg. It falls to Saldana, and she's fouled. She'll have 2 at the line. Dragons did have 2 free throws earlier, but they missed both of them. This Trojan defense has been a lot better lately. Mentioned only gave up 39 points to Vintage, and there it is.
First points.
The streak is over.
And only with 53 seconds left, the Dragons get their first points.
A 17-point streak over, and the Trojans don't shut up the Dragons the entire third quarter, but they got awfully close over 12 minutes without allowing a point before finally Saldana hits the free throw. A rare turnover for Petaluma. They've taken excellent care of the ball. They've gotten offensive rebounds and they've gotten to the free throw line. A recipe for success against a good defensive team. Trojans will force the jump. Petaluma only shot 33% from the field in their 40-37 loss to Sonoma. Only 13% from 3, 44% from the free throw line. Did have 17 steals, but also had 21 turnovers. Ayers can't complete the home run pass. Forces the jump. Tonight, all those stats have been improved. And Ericat, who had 15, normally scores in double digits. She's only had 5 games where she hasn't. Tonight, she might not reach it just because she hasn't had to. Jacobi, Ericat, Bacon, Weinberg, Nevin, they all have over 5 points already for Petaluma. Balanced score sheet is a huge thing, especially for a Petaluma team that's not very deep in terms of scoring.
Oh no, for sure, because a balanced score sheet also allow you to have more plays available for you, and because the chemistry is just naturally better that way.
.7 remaining in the third. Ayers was fouled. We have a final from Sonoma Valley in varsity girls soccer. One more game to a VVAL pennant. 2-0 over Sonoma Valley, the final.
That's great. I mean, and a historic win for the girls. Their first victory since 2013. That's been 6 years.
And Ayers trying to make some more history. She hits the 3. The Dragons looking for their first field goal. They will not get it. The Dragons scored 1 point and did not make a single field goal in that third quarter. Absolute domination by Petaluma, and they are routing what is a good Sonoma team. They lead 40-16 at the end of 24 minutes here from the Petaluma High School gym, Peter.
And Ryan, what a senior night it is too. Again, the Trojans just a little slow, probably due to all the excitement and tension of senior night. But we saw that it just, once they got into the rhythm, into the flow of it, it got so much better for them when we saw it here.
Yeah, the Trojans they've struggled in VVAL. They've won 3 games. All 3 victories that they had were close, decided by 10. A victory tonight, dominant. They look like a better team tonight. They play like a better team, and they quickly frustrated Sonoma early. This will be one for them to remember after the cost of victory, a disappointing loss last week. And not only that, but a blowout victory makes a statement to NCS, says we deserve inclusion as well.
Right. And here we begin the 4th quarter.
Petaluma, good free throw shooting, good field goal shooting, hasn't turned the ball over, got offensive rebounds. You can't ask for a lot more the way they played tonight. They've used the emotion of senior night, final game, and it is translated to an electric performance. Temple jumping up and down and screaming. She's still into it. So the Dragons travel. And their season coming to a close. Their foul is called. A frustration having to build in for Jan Thorpe's squad. Such a legendary program. Sil Kochaya built an SCL powerhouse. They won 3 state SCL league titles before last year. Petaluma won. But this year they're going to have their first losing season since 2012. And obviously VBA a lot tougher than SCL. But Sonoma not at the strength they used to, and the Trojans have humbled them tonight after they lost earlier. Weinberg trying to get her second 3. That one won't fall. Boys basketball, Sonoma Valley leading 33-30 at the end of 3. Tight one there. Petaluma won that first game, so Sonoma's looking for some revenge. Dragons are going to get 2 at the line here. Sean Johnston, the junior. The Dragons are going to drop their 6th in a row. The first time out of those 6 will not be by double digits. Johnston's off the mark. Offensive board, a rare one for Sonoma. Trojans have used their height to their advantage tonight. They've towered over the Dragons, and they've towered over them statistically as well. Dragons have been sent back to the lair with their tails between their legs.
Thank you, Griffin, of course, for that analogy.
Weinberg fouled. 2 more at the line. 18 foul on the Dragons. Petaluma will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Final game here at the Petaluma High School gym for Cassidy Bacon, Lily Catterzoli, Kylie Pate. Pate and Catterzoli, 3-year varsity players. They were on the SCL tournament championship team last year. Finished SCL undefeated, 23-6. Buchanan is fouled. But also on the team previously that had a losing season in SCL, and it was a rough year. Been through a lot of ups and downs, but both Catterzoli and Pate have been exceptional players. Catterzoli has really been the heartbeat and soul of every Trojan team she's played on. She brings a special energy and fight every game. Battles, forces jump balls, second on Petaluma and 3 throws because of her physicality. You always need a hard fighting player that you can rely on to bring some energy. Catterzoli always brings that, even on nights where the Trojans don't look like they have it. Having a long conversation. It looks like we're going to have some technicals.
Ooh.
Not sure if it was due to Buchanan being thrown to the ground or something said afterwards. Whatever the case, Luchetti's going to take some intense dribbles and throw it off the back iron. 2 free throws in the ball for the Dragons. An interesting free throw shooting motion, isn't it, Peter?
It is. I was about to say it did look kind of wonky there, but she's 1 for 1 on that one. So
I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack when I'm just watching her dribbling the ball. It's so intense. You worry about the ball bouncing out of her hands if you lose the ball when you're shooting a free throw. That's your free throw.
And Mercer Temple fighting for it there.
And Temple's had a nice game tonight. The junior doesn't get all the playing time. She's got some more tonight, providing good energy. Trojans have played so many close games lately. Finally get a blowout, get some more players involved. Coach Ratchet, who doesn't typically play that deep into his bench. Walk down to 2. Dragons free to fire. They are still looking for their first field goal of the second half. Stay tuned after the game. We will talk with the stars of the game. It should be an emotional final interview here. Our final interviews with this varsity girls basketball team in the 2018-19 season. Bacon hits. The senior with 6 points. Been another nice, good shooting night for the senior Cassidy Bacon. That will fall for Midgley, and finally the Dragons, Peter, have made a field goal. Feels like the crowd should stand up and give them a big O.
It did take them a while.
Well, it's bound to happen at some point. Midgley's about been the only offense for Sonoma. Weinberg gets the roll. Everything going down in a season where seemingly everything went wrong for Petaluma. Tonight, in their final game of the regular season, everything has gone right. 45-19, the lead is 26. Early lead for Sonoma, they led 7-2. Dragons led by 2 at the end of the first. That said, the Dragons have only made 2 field goals. Petaluma's offense has been stout all game long. They've gotten production from everyone. Offensive rebounds, they haven't turned the ball over. And it's just been that kind of night for the Trojans. Midgley to the line for 2. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, final comments of our live stream season here in Winter Sports, our final live streams of Winter Sports, please leave any comments, questions, concerns on our YouTube channel. Like this video, check out all of our basketball coverage all season long. We still have more Winter Sports coverage. That is a very dangerous pass. Weinberg able to run it down.
Shireen with
the Eric Cat.
Ooh, that would have been quite the play.
That would have really made this gym come alive. Had a lively atmosphere nonetheless tonight. Plenty of students in the stands supporting the 3 seniors. Dragons just can't hit squat. Here another air ball. Midgley battling with Eric Cat to force the jump. Again, we will continue to cover Winter Sports through their conclusion. Boys basketball finishes tonight. Girls basketball hoping they'll have NCS next week. I will be Wednesday night at American Canyon. The girls soccer team will look to clinch the VBAL title. Saturday, wrestling team will be at American Canyon. The VBAL championships, hoping to win their first ever VBAL pennant. We will also be there for that one. That will be posted to our YouTube channel a day or 2 after its conclusion. And then we will continue to follow the girls soccer team through their pursuit of an NCS title. All signs point to them being the #1 seed in NCS Division 3. That's where they're projected right now. That will also be decided Sunday. And the girls soccer team will open NCS next Wednesday at Steve Ellison Field. 3 ball is short here as both teams go up and down. Lead is 24 for Petaluma, under halfway to go in this 4th quarter. I'm sure it is getting a big senior night victory. Bacon looking for a final senior shot. He hits it. Cassidy Bacon, what a night for the senior.
That is for sure, Griffin. 9 points tonight. A lot of shots on the field. And
recognized before the game with the senior ceremony. If you missed it, we had it live right here on our channel. You can go back and watch Bacon Cadrizzoli at Pate's ceremony. There were some tears shed. We saw Cassidy's younger sister, Lila, who's still on the team, walking out with her, shedding some tears. She'll continue the Bacon legacy, but tonight Bacon has made a name for herself. We'll try to talk to Cassidy after this one. Big night for the captain, leads with leadership, but she's been a big part of the Trojan improvement of late. She gets the block there. Foul called on Petaluma. Trojans are going to win 3 out of their last 4. By far the best, one of the best successes they've had all year long. Only one other time early in the year when they were playing some not as superior competition was, and they get into a role like this. They're playing their best basketball of the year at the right time. Well, to continue that in the playoffs and maybe put a scare into a top NCFC who might not be expecting the caliber that they're going to see from Petaluma. But you're going to be playing one of the best teams in the state, no matter who the Trojans face, if they do qualify for NCS, which would be next Wednesday again. And that's one of the rare bad passes we've seen tonight. Trojans are coming off 21 turnovers against Napa on Thursday. And lack of free throws, they were 4 of 19 from the line, and 21 turnovers really cost them that game. And they did have 18 rebounds, which was a big bonus. But Petaluma outplayed Napa for much of that game, was in the lead for most of the game. But at an increased Napa press, Petaluma kept on turning the ball over, really helped Napa come back. If Trojans had won that, as Jacopi's three is off, Petaluma could have finished with a winning record, could have gone to the VBAL tournament, and pretty much would have all but assured that they'd play in NCS next week. Well, that's not the case. Trojans will finish 4-9 in games decided by less than 10, and that's something you look back on and obviously wish things were different, but it was a young team that at points struggled to handle those late game situations. Pate just ripping it away. The senior playing her final minutes on this court in her third year. She's had a huge impact on this team. A great three-point shooter for Petaluma. She's been three-year varsity player. Last year was huge for the Trojans, averaged 5.3 points per game. She shot better last year from downtown than she did from the field, and a huge part as a starting point guard, also was the floor general, leading that team to an SCL title. And she was the point guard as a sophomore, too, 2 years ago. We mentioned Bacon as well, her leadership, her second year on varsity. She was a factor last year on that SCL championship team. Good shooter last year, shot 35% from the field, 2.2 points per game at 6 threes. One of the more poised players you'll see out on court. She's been poised tonight in a big moment. She's played it like any other game, and she has really produced. Erica out of control, but she scoops up the scraps, increases the lead, and the Trojans are halfway to 100. They haven't just played great defense tonight, Peter, but against one of the best defensive teams in VBAL, they have been electric offensively.
They sure have, Griffin. They just controlled the entire field. Court, I should say.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And they have
every
done
aspect of the game.
Right, and that's what you need to do to just completely oppress the team that they have here. They're over. They have over double the Dragons' points right now, 50-22.
Catarazzoli, her senior moment. Lily Catarazzoli, her final 90 seconds on court. She gets a big lay-in. She doesn't do a lot of scoring, but that was what she'll remember for the rest of her life, as the lead is 30. Aracat takes it away. We've got updates on the boys basketball team's final moments against Sonoma Valley in just a moment for you, with 60 seconds remaining here. The Trojans are going to go to 12-14. They're going to finish VBL 4-8. Pate looking for one last shot. Aracat without mercy. She's back in double digits once again, averaging 15 points per game. She has controlled this one. Petaluma leads by 32 points. The Trojans stay with this lead. This will be their biggest victory of the season, which is remarkable because their other victories were not against good teams. This is a Sonoma team that's beaten some good teams. They beat Justin Siena, they beat Napa, they beat Piner. Petaluma has made them look like trash.
Right, yeah, when Petaluma is on their A game, they are a force to be reckoned with.
Then the defense. Dragons scored 13 points in the first quarter. In the next three, they have 9 points, including just 1 point in the third. Petaluma leads 45-43 at Sonoma. 9 seconds remaining. George Hines the offensive rebound and lay-in, and Petaluma trying to finish with what would be a huge victory for them. That would mean a lot. Jacopi gets it up. Pate one final time on this court. No. Aracat pulls down another rebound. Sonoma has tied the game. 0.2 seconds left. Looks like we're headed to overtime at Sonoma Valley. Try to get you a final before the night is done. Final 30 seconds here for the girls basketball team here at home, and Catarzoli, beautiful inbound play, gets one more point. The seniors couldn't ask for it tonight. They've scored, they've produced, they've dominated. It's really been a special night, Peter.
Yeah, it has been an amazing game for Petaluma, a brutal game for the Dragons, as they, wow, that it must hurt to lose by that. That's all.
No, it's been complete demolition. These two teams are rivals, old SDL foes. It's exactly what you want to do in an old rival in a frustrating year, and a team that you lost to earlier. Final seconds walking off. They're going to stop it. 0.5 remaining here for the Petaluma Varsity girls basketball team in BVAL, and you're on court.
And just
that,
like that
will do it. Final score, all Trojans tonight. Petaluma 56, Sonoma 22. The best performance by Petaluma all year long as they get their biggest victory of the year, and they send their three seniors, Lily Catarzoli, Kylie Pate, and Cassidy Bacon, out on a good note here from the Petaluma High Court. They'll wait to see if they get a spot in NCS to get one more game on the year, but it was a lot of fun to watch tonight. They really put it together.
It sure was, Griffin. That was an amazing senior night. You could really feel how emotional this game was for the Trojans and how much this victory will mean for them. And they did a great job, I think, honestly.
Yeah,
all ends.
They use the energy. They get to 4-8 in BVAL. They'll finish in 5th. And we are going to have interviews coming up next. Stay right here. It will be my final basketball interviews ever. So, not that it's about me, but we're going to talk to also some seniors in their final interviews as well. One final time here from the Petaluma High School gym. Stay right here. Interviews are next. All right. You're able to hear me? Am I distant? It should be. It's 2. There's one of these still up. How is that? Is that better? That looks pretty good. Oh, it's in. Is that any better? All right, we're going to grab Cassidy Bacon in just a moment. The senior is going to make her way over after an emotional senior night victory for her. Oh, I can turn this. Is that a little? Yeah, it does. Is that a little better? All right, we are going to grab Cassidy Bacon in just a moment. Kiara, you're good. As she is talking to her family. And she played her final game in Petaluma's blowout victory tonight, their biggest victory of the season. Very impressive. And here is Cassidy Bacon. Can you get the scoreboard off? All right, here with Cassidy Bacon. It was your final game here tonight from the Petaluma High School gym. What were the emotions going through your head through the ceremony and the game?
It was honestly just really exciting, and I've had great seasons here, and I love the team so much. So it's a little emotional saying goodbye to all that, but overall it's a really great night.
And you guys dominated Sonoma Valley, maybe your most complete performance of the season, your biggest victory of the season. How are you guys totally able to shut down a Dragon team you lost to earlier in the year?
Well, after we beat Casa, we really picked up our momentum and really brought the energy into our next games, and you could see that in our performance tonight, and we wanted to win, so yeah.
You had 9 points tonight. You've been on a hot shooting streak the last couple games of the year. How important has it been for you to finish your career out on top and playing some of your best basketball of your career?
I just really want to make this season really memorable. And I thought just practice and make sure those shots could land in the game. So.
It's been kind of a wild year. What are you going to remember about this team and take away when you look back years ahead?
All the great players we had. This was a great team this year. Everyone had great chemistry and we worked really well together, and it's just a really fun year.
Thanks so much, Cassidy. Congratulations on your year. That was Cassidy Bacon, one of the 3 seniors honored tonight. We're going to grab one more player here. Final varsity girls basketball interviews of the years. Bacon had 9 points tonight. She has had now 24 points in her last 3 games. She's been a big part of Petaluma's improvement as they have won 3 of their last 4 games in VBAL. Peter is going to join you for just a moment, and then we are going to talk with one more player here on this senior night.
Sorry. Looks like we're also going to be joined by our producer, Jamie. I'm sorry, what's your last name again? Cantini? Contriero? Here, why don't you tell me so I don't embarrass myself?
My last name is Cantieri.
Cantieri? I said I mixed up. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I think I should tell a joke I told last time. No, you don't want to hear it again? Do you have a better joke?
No.
No? No. Oh, alright. And we have Kiara Montihano right here. Do you want to? She did a great job filming Crease Night. And now here we have Griffin Epstein. We are live right now.
Press stop recording.
Yeah.
Did you say my name?
All right, we are here with Rose Nevin after Petaluma routs Sonoma Valley. You guys were dominant defensively tonight. You only allowed 1 field goal to Sonoma Valley in the entire second half. How are you guys able to completely stifle the Dragons?
We just worked really well tonight. I think we had a lot of energy from senior night, and we just didn't want them to score.
You've been a big part of this team's success of late. How has your size, rebounding, which has really improved for you lately, been a part of this team's winning 3 of their last 4 games?
We don't have that much height, but I do my best with it, and I just try to get as much rebounds and do as much as I can for the team.
How important was it for you guys tonight, honoring your 3 seniors, to be able to come out with a victory?
It was a really good win for tonight, and I'm really glad we were able to beat Sonoma by this score for the seniors in our last league game.
You guys did a little dance out on court before the game, after the senior ceremony. What was that all about?
It was, no one's ever done it before, but we decided to, because we're such a good bonding team, we decided to do a dance for, we learned it just today too, and some of us learned it in like 5 to 10 minutes, but we just wanted to do it for seniors because it's their night and I knew it would make them cry and happy.
Thank you so much, Rose. Congratulations on your season. That was Rose Nevin, who's been a major part of Petaluma's improvement over the course of the year. Another big game for her tonight. Offensive rebounds, scoring. She's the future of Petaluma at that center position. The next Jaden Chris. She's going to be huge to their success going forward. It's a bright future for Petaluma looking forward. A lot to look forward to. But tonight it was all about the seniors and it couldn't have gone better for them tonight, Peter. I'm going to go grab Coach Ration.
All right. And again, I'd like to give a special thanks to Kiara and Jamie for helping make this show possible. There are a lot of other people besides Griffin and I doing Trojan Live, and they are all a really big help here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not I don't like being in front of the camera very often. I mean, obviously I'm in front of the camera right now, but I'm not doing anything important. It's just like, I don't know where I was going with the sentence.
All right. Kiara, do you want to say hi to everyone real quick? You want to say hi to all the 2 people watching right now?
Hi. I'm tired because my room got flooded while I was away, so they had to put a really loud machine in my room and I couldn't come to school.
Cool. Well, there you have it, folks. And looks like we'll have Griffin Epstein, who will have Ratchin hopefully soon.
No, that recorded, that was really nice.
Oh, that was my bad, sorry.
Recording, you silly goose, Peter.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at not doing what I'm told.
Griffin just gave a nice eye roll. I think he agrees.
Yeah, he is not too happy with me tonight, folks.
You guys are just not going to say anything.
Oh no, we're talking. We're having a great time, Griffin.
Griffin!
No, no,
Griffin.
I'm hurt.
Alright. Just gonna
Fun stuff.
sit in the middle there. That's a little awkward, Peter.
You know what?
Yeah, Coach Ratchin will be joining me in a couple moments. He's final picture. So it means a lot, and here is head coach Ratchin one final time. Now, can you press record, please, Peter? All right, Coach Ratchin's got to give a hug. It's a lot of parents congratulating him as well. All right, Coach. Senior night here tonight, and you guys put together one of your most complete performances of the year, biggest victory of the year. How are you guys able to piece everything together?
You know, senior night's always difficult, just riding the emotion. And you saw that in the first quarter. I was pulling girls out a little earlier than normal, just to get them that second to breathe. And then second quarter, we held them to 4 points and just went from there. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Just a great job on defense.
You guys have won 3 out of your last 4, and the only loss was a very tight one. Could easily won 4 out of your last 4. How have you guys had a pretty rough start to VBA? How is everything finally able to come together over the last couple weeks?
Just getting some key players healthy that have been sick. Just continuing to do what we do and understanding what level the other teams are playing at and trying to match that. It's a little different than the old SCL with who we're playing, and honestly, the fact that last year there were a couple games where you could rest a lot of people, a lot of your key people, and understanding that we didn't have that this year and just kind of figuring it out and having the girls figure it out was huge.
Kind of a crazy season, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. What are you going to remember about the season and also about the 3 seniors honored here tonight?
You can't do that to me right now, man. These are special kids. You know, the season we had some rough points, and we had some really nice points. Beating Casa, obviously, coming into this game where 3 years with Sonoma, the only game that wasn't close was they blew us out. So last year we played them 3 times. They were all tight, and then first game this year we lost, I think, by 3 over there. So to come in and do this tonight was just, I cannot say I expected it. I thought we had a pretty good shot at winning, but I didn't expect this, and I'm just so proud of them.
You guys have a lot of young players. Lastly, where do you assess this program now as you head into your 4th year next year, and where do you see the team going forward?
You know, we have some, depending on who sticks with it, there's always some attrition, but who sticks with it and who comes out from the JV from this year, what freshmen we get in, I think we're looking up. We obviously have some very big shoes to fill, but you know, I like, especially where our 2 sophomores have really added to us this year. So hopefully that growth will continue, and as well as the juniors. So I'm not selling them short, but I don't know, just looking good, I think.
Well, Coach, this is my final varsity girls basketball game, as you know, and I showed up. I started doing this right when you came in as the head coach, so I
Want to appreciate everything that you've done to help out me and Trojan Live, and always being accessible and letting the players be accessible. And you also always come to every game with a smile and leave every game with a smile, no matter what happens. And I know that benefits the school, makes me feel a little better even after the toughest of losses. So I just want to thank you for everything you've done to help me cover this team and make it a lot more fun along the way. And I'm looking forward to seeing where the program goes in the future.
Great. Thank you, Griffin. You've been a massive supporter for this team, and you know the girls love having you here and Trojan Live, but especially you. And I don't know how to thank you enough. So I didn't know your first year was my first year.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that you didn't do it as a freshman. So just another layer to the emotion of tonight. So
thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate it. I was head coach John Ratchin one final time here tonight, and one final can you press record, please? One final time here from the Petaluma High School gym, our final basketball live stream of the year, and our final winter sports live stream of the year. Sonoma Valley has beaten Petaluma 49-48, 6 straight losses to finish the year. For boys basketball, that's a rough way to finish. They lost by 1 point again, Peter.
This is games. Fun, definitely. How good.
Let's get over.
Even though the team doesn't have the most amazing record.
Before it ended for the boys basketball team, for the girls basketball team, as we said, may or may not be over. We'll see Sunday morning what they decide. We will announce it on Trojan Live. If the girls basketball team can advance to the NCS playoffs, it would be their second straight year that they would go to the NCS playoffs. They haven't done that since the 2014 year. So if they can, that would be a major accomplishment to add to what has been a topsy-turvy year. At the moment, they're 12-14 overall. They're going to finish league in 5th place at 4-8. And they played their best game of the season tonight. They've really played a lot better over the course of the year. It was a great way for their seniors to go out on top and really leaves the gym happy. And it was great to see this team improve over the course of the year. As we said during the broadcast, there was some criticism of this team. There were some rough spots. There were some losses that shouldn't have happened. And it took a while for them to adjust to VVAL play. But once they did, they proved they could compete. They proved the talent is very apparent on this team, and after an SCL championship last year, it wasn't a bad year at all for this team. There were some things they'd like to have back, but in the end, plenty of success, plenty of things to take away. And for the 3 seniors, this was the way to go out on top. They put their complete game together, and they showed the capability this team had too. By the way they played tonight, they were so dominant, Peter.
I think sure. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone that is tuned into any basketball live stream. We have done more basketball live streams, boys and girls, than we've done any other sports. And we will do than any other sport. We still have more live streams along the way. Spring sport live streams will probably start somewhere in the middle of next month with baseball and softball, who both have promising seasons. And I'm actually probably going to cover baseball starting in a couple weeks at their season opener down in Marin County. So we will continue to have spring sports coverage. And Wednesday night, I'll be at American Canyon for girls soccer. We'll continue to cover that. I'm not ruling out a girls soccer live. If weather and timing works out in the NCS playoffs, we might have a girls soccer live stream. That would be our final winter sports live stream then. So stay tuned to Trojan Live in the morning. It's possible we could do a very special soccer live stream we've never done before. The girls soccer team would deserve it. But stay on our YouTube channel for winter sports continued coverage. And spring sports coverage starts in just a month. But everyone, again, that's helped out. I said a lot of this on Friday night. But everyone that's helped out with basketball over the course of the last 3 years, Matthew Colombo really introduced me to all this, started this all up 3 years ago. None of this would be possible without him, but everyone from him to Peter, who has done such a great job this year. Jamie's come out to probably more games the last 2 years than anyone else. To all the camera people like Kiara Montahano, who did a great job tonight. And everyone that's run camera over the last 3 years, assisted, set up, taken down in this gym. All of the both boys and girls basketball players that have been so courteous. Everyone from Nicole Costa to Kylie Pate to Courtney Temple. It has been a pleasure covering both boys and girls basketball over the last couple years.
We're going to dearly miss this gym, aren't we, JB? And it's just been a lot of fun, and the school has been so courteous as well. We've had this great spot, this great banner this year in the gym, and it's very sad, our final game here, JB. JB's also a senior, so this is your last game as well, JB.
It's just really sad, you know, thinking this is our last time. This Trojan Live has been a big part of my life these past couple of years, and it's just been, coming to these live streams has been a highlight of my high school career, definitely, and I'm really going to miss having this, you know?
Yeah, I better wrap up before I get too emotional. But thank you to the viewers as well. We couldn't have done it without you guys, your support. Traveling to games as well, those always get high viewership. Everything we've done has been done with acceptance and celebration by the school administration as well. Mr. Chris, Mr. Sturrett, I've done a great job opening classrooms when we need them. Of course, as I mentioned, Coach Ratchet, Coach Bears, and the boys have been huge parts as well. The students have been really supportive. They've done interviews as well. It has been amazing. I could go on and on thanking people, but we do have to end the night soon. Not join Color Guard, no. For everyone here at Trojan Live, Kira Montahano on camera, Peter Canale, my co-anchor, and JB Cantieri, producing and directing. The final score here, Petaluma, they win by 35 points over Sonoma Valley, their biggest victory of the season. Pure dominance. I'm Griffin Epstein, one final time for the Petaluma High School gym. Good night.